Namaste. Welcome to session 98 of the Sundara Kandam learning series. So we are right now in the middle of Sarga 38. So here we see that Hanuman is ready to leave for Lanka, leave from Lanka to back to where Lord Rama is waiting. So before leaving, he asked Sita Mata, please give me something that will indeed confirm to Rama that I have met you. So she gives an abhigyana or a token of remembrance in the form of a story known only to her and to Lord Rama and no one else. By narrating the story, Hanuman can prove that indeed he met Sita Mata and nobody else. So the story is of the fairly famous episode from Sundarakandam, namely of Kakasura. So there was an Asura by name Kakasura, the crow. What did the crow do? Once after sporting in the river at the foothills in the Chitrakuta Pradesha, the foothills of a small hillock there, as they were sporting in the waters, Rama and Sita, both exhausted from their play, came drowsily and lay down on the banks of the river, resting. When they were resting, Sita Mata was sitting and Lord Rama had his head on her lap. Meanwhile, attracted by the smell of human beings, a malicious crow came there and intent on pecking the flesh of Sita Mata, it tried to attack her. She tried to ward the crow away, but the crow did not move away. Repeatedly, she tried, bitten again and again with her upper garments. The crow also had a malicious intent. By the way it was poking her, it also loosened the tying portion of her uttariya. So essentially, the upper garments were loosened, with her garments slipping and her face angry with this Kakasura's assault. Her tears woke up Lord Rama, and her obvious discomfort woke up Lord Rama. He sees her looking upset. Seeing her outraged face, the first reaction of Rama is to laugh. We discussed this last class. Although he laughed, it was not maliciously, he laughed. And then what did she do? She immediately clung to him. Very thrilled with the fact that Sita Mata clung to him, he patted her and she went back to sleep. But what happened? The crow again attacked. This is where we are. 1 minute, let me take out the बाष्पूर्णमुखीमन्दम् चक्षुषी परिमार्जति लक्षिताहं त्वया नाथ वायसं न प्रकोपिता line by line. बाष्पूर्णमुखी मन्दम् चक्षुषी परिमार्जति बाष्पूर्णमुखी मन्दम् चक्षुषी परिमार्जति लक्षिताहं त्वया नाथ वायसं न प्रकोपिता लक्षिताहं त्वया नाथ वायसं न प्रकोपिता together. बाष्पूर्णमुखी मन्दम् चक्षुषी परिमार्जति लक्षिताहं त्वया नाथ वायसं न प्रकोपिता. Hey Nath. Here, when she is recounting the story, Sita Mata is talking as if she is talking to Rama directly, direct speech. So here, Natha does not refer to Hanuman. Please don't misunderstand. Natha refers to Rama. Hey Natha, oh Rama, what did you do? Vayasena Prakopita. Vayasena, by the crow. Prakopita, one who was angered. Okay. Bashpa Purnamukhi. One whose eyes were filled with tears. Okay, Bashpa, tears. Face was filled with tears. Mandam chakshushi parimarjati. Mandam, slowly. Chakshushi. Dvivachanam. Two eyes. Okay, parimarjati. Wiping away the tears. Like how when a child wakes up from a bad dream and has tears in its eyes, what would the child do? The child would wipe the tears away like this, right? Gently, slowly. So mandam parimarchati, like that. She was wiping away her tears, right? Childlike gesture. Okay. Tvaya aham lakshita. Aham is the subject. I was noted by you. Thus, I was marked by you. Thus. See, when almost without thinking, involuntarily, Rama laughed at Sita Mata's outraged face. Now, when he sees the tears in her eyes, he's concerned. So, Lakshita usually means identified. But here, Lakshita means I was noted. It was noted by you that I had a tear-filled face. So, immediately your concern was roused. Okay. Now, what happens? She falls on Lord Rama's lap and tries to go back to sleep. Because he's there. Because in his presence, she feels now there is no fear. Till now, Rama was sleeping, she was awake. She felt she had to ward away the crow. Now that Rama has noticed her tear-filled eyes, it is so to speak that she has taken refuge in Rama. He will protect me, let me sleep. So that is what she now tries to do. There is a deeper significance of this, which Govindaraja talks about in Ramayana Bhushna commentary, which we will see in a few minutes. परिश्रमात् प्रसुप्ता च परिश्रमात् प्रसुप्ता च राघवाङ्केऽप्यहं चिरं राघवाङ्के अपि अहं चिरं राघवाङ्केऽप्यहं चिरं. It's clear, no? राघवाङ्केऽप्यहं राघवाङ्केऽप्यहं चिरं पर्यायेण प्रसुप्तश्च पर्यायेण प्रसुप्तश्च ममाङ्के भरताग्रजः ममाङ्के भरताग्रजः. Actually, we can take the meaning of these two lines and then see the next one later. So we'll just finish this. Parishramat prasupta cha राघवाङ्केऽप्यहं चिरं पर्यायेण प्रसुप्तश्च ममाङ्के भरताग्रजः. अहं प्रसुप्तः भरताग्रजः. ओके. अहं परिश्रमात् राघवाङ्के चिरं प्रसुप्ता. ओके. च भरताग्रजः पर्यायेण मम अंके प्रसुप्तः. So she is now telling what happened next. Aham api, I also Raghavanke chiram prasupta, parishramat, out of sheer exhaustion. Raghavanke, in the lap of Rama. Anka means lap. In the lap of Rama. Chiram, for a long time. Prasupta, was sleeping. Bharatagrajaha, Rama, Paryayena, in turn. Mama Anke, on my lap. Prasuptaha, he slept. Okay, so the chiram here we must know. I should explain the symbolism and then move forward here. Symbolism is, when do we take refuge in the Lord? When do we take refuge in Bhagavan? Kakasura represents any kind of calamity or bad occurrence or villain in our lives who comes in because of our past karma. External agency. Negative external agency. When a negative external agency comes in our lives, it causes fear, anger, confusion, which is what Sita Mata was experiencing. Correct? Fear, why? Threat of existence. Anger, why? Inability to handle. Confusion, why? Why is this happening to me? Correct? These are the three emotions we face whenever something bad happens to us. Now, this Kakasura came, attacked Sita Mata. Who is she? Here we must take not as Jagan Mata, but we should see the equation between Lord Rama and Sita Mata. Prakriti Purusha, or the Lord and his consort. In other words, Bhagavan and Bhakta also. Which is why here Bharatagrajaha has been very, very significantly used by Valmiki Maharishi. Valmiki Maharishi is a master of poesy. When he uses one word to describe somebody, there is a meaning there. He could have said Lakshmanagrajaha also equal here, but Bharatagrajaha he is used. It carries a nice meaning. I'll explain. So when the adversity came in her path, she did not disturb the Lord. She thought, I can handle it myself. Okay, when she thought so, all her abilities kept meeting failure. All her attempts kept meeting failure. Then, when her distress woke up the Lord, and the Lord noted her distress, what did she do? She took refuge in him. She fell on him and said, oh, you are my Rakshakaha. I am your Rakshitaha. I am the one who is protected and you are the protector. The moment that comes, that is one of the essential attributes of Sharanagati. Handing over the responsibility of protection to Bhagavan. Sita Mata symbolically falling on Rama signifies that only. She is handing over the protection to Rama. So what happens? She is sleeping on Rama. But look at the adverb used here. She is sleeping on Rama, Chiram. It is not like she is really sleeping for a long time. Even for a short time, if you rest like this on the Lord, it will feel like a long time because you are so safe. Correct? If you sleep very deeply and well, you won't realize the time has passed. You won't realize, you will feel as if you have slept for a long time. You may have slept only for 20 minutes. Has it happened to you? Very exhausted, you go to sleep. You think you have slept almost 5-6 hours, but you wake up, it's just 20 minutes. Like that, she has rested on the Lord and it feels as if He's taken care of her for a long time. So she was actually peaceful. And what happens to the Lord? The Lord indeed sleeps on His bhakta. That is the point here. Just like the bhakta takes ashraya in Bhagavan, Bhagavan loves to take ashraya in his bhakta. What does it mean? It doesn't mean that the Bhagavan needs us to protect. The entire purpose of this creation and the entire purpose of having so many Jivarashis in this world is for Bhagavan to love and protect each one of us like a father. Just like we say for Lalitambika, no? How she is a supreme mother, he is a supreme father. What is his job? His job is to protect his children. So when his children come to him, or when his dependents, when his bhaktas come to him, he in turn rests on them. That is why a great Bhagavata like Bharata has been taken as a name for Rama himself, Bharatagrajaha, the one who is the elder brother of Bharata. Bharata here signifies Parama Bhagavata, the one who did not have the least bit of self-interest in the kingdom, right? Who gave up any kind of individual dream, aspiration, or any other purpose in life except to follow Rama Karyam by installing his padukas. That on that bhakta, Bhagavan takes ashraya. So when we do Sharanagati to Bhagavan, Bhagavan in turn will never leave us. Taking ashraya in us means what? He attaches firmly to us. So we are never alone after that. Because it is his responsibility after that. He will never leave us. He will attach himself stronger than Fevi bond. He will be in our lives. We will lose people, we will lose things, we will lose places, we will lose positions, but we will never lose Bhagavan. So that is why Paryayena Bharatagrajaha Mamanke Prasuptaha. Okay, that is the Tatparya here. Okay, this is very nicely brought on Ramayana Bhusha commentary. Okay, shall I move forward now? Okay. Satatra Punarevath Vayasah Samupagamata. Now the villain comes back. Satatra Punarevath Vayasah Samupagamat Saha Vayasaha. That crow. Some upagamata. Till now there was no verbs. It was only I am, I was. Okay. So here samupagamata. Approach close. Saha Vayasaha. That crow. Punaha again. Tatra there. Atha then approached. So the crow came again. This was when Rama was sleeping on Sita Mata's lap. Again the crow attacked. So this is where we are. One second, I'll move forward. Tata supta prabhuddham mam. Tata supta prabhuddham mam. Raghavankat samuthitam. Raghavankat samuthitam. Vayasah Sahasagamya Vayasah Sahasagamya Virarada Stanantare Virarada Stanantare Tatah Tatah Supta Prabhuddham Mam Raghavankat Samuthitam Tatah Supta प्रबुद्धां मां राघवाङ्कात् समुत्थितां वायसः सहसागम्य विररादस्तनान्तरे वायसः सहसागम्य विररादस्तनान्तरे ततः सुप्तप्रबुद्धां मां राघवाङ्कात् समुत्थितां वायसः सहसागम्य विररादस्तनान्तरे 23rd shloka, first line also we must take for the Andrea. It looks like 1 minute. Puna, why we have Vidadhar again and again it comes now. So we can actually do the Anvaya even with the previous, but still we'll take it. Puna, Punarathotpatya, Puna, Punarathotpatya, Vidadhara samam dhrisham, Vidadhara samam dhrisham. ततः समुक्षितो रामो ततः समुक्षितो रामो मुक्तैः शोणितबिन्दुभिः मुक्तैः शोणितबिन्दुभिः पुनः पुनरथोत्पत्त्या विदधार समां भृशम् पुनः पुनरथोत्पत्त्या विदधार समां भृशम् ततः समुक्षितो रामो मुक्तैः शोणितबिन्दुभिः ततः समुक्षितो रामो मुक्तैः शोणितबिन्दुभिः टुगेदर पुनः पुनरथोत्पत्त्या विदधार समां भृशम् ततः समुक्षितो रामो मुक्तैः शोणितबिन्दुभिः once more पुनः पुनरथोत्पत्त्या विदधार समां भृशम् ततः समुक्षितो रामो मुक्तैः शोणितबिन्दुभिः विदधार विरराद sorry Virarada, Virarada, and then Vidadara. Okay, Rad, Dr. Okay, I'll explain the meaning. Atha, then Virarada, Vidadara, both verbs are there. We are taking both and doing them there. Tataha, Sahavayasaha. Then that crow. We just saw Punareva, Samupangvata. Then Tataha, Saha, Vayasaha, that crow. Sahasa Agamya. Sahasa Agamya, coming quickly, racing towards me quickly. Sahasa means quickly. Agamya means coming. Okay, racing towards me quickly. Stanantare virarada. Stanantare, by the sides of my stanabaga, virarada. It tore. It's not pecking, it's tearing. What is it tearing? Therefore, her garment. Okay, so the crow came and pecked on her sides. Tataha mam supta prabuddham ragavankat samuthitam. Tataha, then, mam, I, supta prabuddham, awakened thus from sleep. Raghavankat, from Raghava's lap. Samuthitam, I rose up. So as she was not sleeping. You must imagine the scene. When you say Raghavankat samuthitam, Raghava is sleeping on her lap. She is resting her head or falling down like this on her lap. From the side, the crow is coming in, pecking at her clothes and pulling them. So immediately awakened, she gets up. You get the scene, mentally imagine. She is not like sitting straight and sleeping. We don't do that, right? We fall down and sleep, right? So he is sleeping, she is resting on him. Immediately she is woken up by the crow. Then next sloka, first line. Punaha punaha atha utpatya mam drishyam saha vidadara. Punaha punaha, again and again. Atha then, saha utpatya, having gotten up, mam vidadara. It started pecking at me. It was very aggressive. Okay. So the crow was aggressively pecking her. Tataha Shonita bindubihi muktaihi ramaha samukshitaha. Asita. Tataha. Then. Asita. There is no verb given here. Everywhere it is was. Okay. So Asita. Tataha. Then. Shonita bindubihi muktaihi. See, as the crow was like plucking her, Shonita means blood, Bindu means drop, with blood drops. Muktaihi, one who was awakened. Who was awakened? Rama. Ramaha samukshitaha, he woke up. So the drops of Sita Mata's blood fell on Rama and he woke up. Okay, that is the meaning here. See, now it is his responsibility to protect. So what does he do? The extent to which he goes to protect the Bhakta. Vayasena tatastena balavat krishyamanaya samaya bodhita shriman सुखसुप्तः परन्तपः पायसेन ततस्तेन बलवत् क्लिश्यमानया समया बोधितः श्रीमान् सुखसुप्तः परन्तपः समया बोधितः श्रीमान् सुखसुप्तः परन्तपः together पायसेन ततस्तेन बलवत् क्लिश्यमानया समया बोधितः श्रीमान् सुखसुप्तः परन्तपः सः बोधितः आसीत्. Now what is he seeing? What is he grasping when he wakes up? Tena vayasena, by that crow. Balavat klishyamanaya, balavat, forcibly. Klishyamanaya, by one who was put to torment, by one who was suffering on account of the forcible actions of the crow. Maya, me, Shriman Parantapaha Sukhasuptaha Saha Bodhitaha. Shriman, the illustrious one, okay. Parantapaha, the scorcher of his enemies. Sukhasuptaha, one who was thus far happily sleeping. Bodhitaha, he was awakened. So here there is from Dhvani Alankara. I'll explain some beautiful meanings of the word Shriman and Parantapaha. I mean, here Sita Mata is in agitation. Blood has fallen on Rama. Valmiki Maharshi does not have to require and waste two words by calling Rama as Shriman and Parantapaha. Directly he could have got to the action, no? Why is he doing this? So here, Shriman, again, this whole Kakasura episode, superlative commentary is Ramayana Bhushana by Govind Raja. So Shriman, Nikhila Loka Vidita Niratishaya Saundarya Prasiddhaha. Nikhila Loka, all the words. Vidita, renowned. Niratishaya, uninterrupted, unparalleled. Saundarya, handsomeness, beauty. Prasiddhaha, one who was well known. Adu Rama. Ramaha, Kamalapatrakshaha, Sarvaloka Manoharaha was happily sleeping on Sita Mata. When he wakes up in anger also, his handsomeness, his beauty is being described when you call him Shriman. Even when he's sleeping, he looks handsome. When he wakes up in anger, he looks handsome. When he is outraged, he looks handsome. There is not one time when Lord Rama doesn't look handsome. In the handsome, we should not understand it as simple male beauty. Remember how we understand Saundarya? Uninterrupted waves, Saundarya Lahari, uninterrupted waves of pure consciousness. That is beauty. Correct? Pure, eternal reality. That's Sat Bhava. That is beauty because it is unchanging. Not like 1999 Miss World and today Miss Old Lady. Okay, not like that. But this is the kind of beauty which is unchanging. So, Niratishaya Satbhava Saundaryam this is. So that is his nature. So who is the one whose pure consciousness is roused to action due to an aparadha against the bhakta? This is the beauty of Vishishtadvaita. Okay, in Advaita we will say Brahman is pure consciousness, does not act, it does not do anything. Whereas in Vishishtadvaita, Mahavishnu never fails to protect his devotee. He may be pure consciousness. He may be Nirguna Parabrahma Swarupam. But he will never ever ignore a devotee's plea for help. We have so many examples, Gajendra. We have that young Dhruva meditating and Lord Vishnu coming personally and then patting him with a Shankha just to make him sleep. So like this, we have so many examples of how Lord Vishnu never leaves his devotee. So this Shriman, this Parabrahma Nirguna Swarupam comes to the aid of the Bhakta. That is why Shriman. Okay, so you all understand the reason for the adjective Shriman, right? Now let us look at Parantapaha. One who can scorch his enemies, whether he is awake, sleeping, dreaming, whichever state he can kill enemies. Okay, that level of unparalleled strength, effulgence, glory, valor, Aishwaryam, Saundaryam, that is only Bhagavan. Okay, so Parantapaha, one who is a scorcher of his enemies, even in sleep. Okay, so Taha Bodhitaha. Now, Bhagavan, who never goes into Sushupti, how can he be Bodhitaha, you will ask. Correct? He knows everything that happens everywhere. So, if you take it as a Leela, Rama's play acting, he is woken up by the beads of blood and therefore he wakes up. So literally an actor in a play waking up. But what is the meaning here of Bodhitaha? To every plea of distress of the Bhakta, whether enunciated like Gajendra or not, Bhagavan wakes up. In Gajendra story, Gajendra had to pray to Vishnu, say Adimula may protect me, and Adimula came. In the case of Draupadi, she had to pray to Krishna. Correct? When she called him, immediately the Vastra appeared. When she was being disrobed in the court of the Kauravas, she pleaded to him. She took his name and then he came. Even if here Sita Mata did not take his name, her blood fell. Bhagavan's blood boiled and he woke up. So that is his reaction. When a Bhakta calls, immediately he springs to action. So here Bodhana is not transition from Sushupti to Jagrat Avastha as it is for people like us. But Bodhana here is being awake to the calls of the devotee, whether called loudly or not. Once she has done Sharanagati, responsibility is his. So he wakes up and he comes to the rescue. I hope the meanings are clear here. Any questions, please ask. Clear up? Following it. Rajaji, please ask.
Ma'am, in Gajendra Moksham also he pleaded, no, ma'am. What is the difference? I didn't get it, ma'am. Draupadi and Gajendra.
Both pleaded. Here, no pleading. No plea, please. In the case of Gajendra and Draupadi, both pleaded to Bhagavan. Bhagavan came immediately to rescue. Here, without any pleas, when the Bhakta's blood falls on Bhagavan, enough. He immediately comes to the rescue. Okay. Don't we all have those moments when we feel cornered, when we feel what is the way forward, when we are in major distress, sorrow? And at that time, if we think of him once, even if we don't chant a prayer, even if we don't light the lamp in our house, if we think of him once, doesn't somehow some solution appear? Correct. It comes because he is ever awake to the calls of his devotees, whether we call loudly or not. Sometimes we won't remember to call. That is why Charama Shlokam, no? Right? In the Varaha Charama Shlokam. We won't know the time of our passing away to call Bhagavan. So now only I am pleading to you. He says, no? Why does he say it? Because now when I am pleading to you, you will hear my prayers and make sure that you will come to me at the time of my need. We have in Subramanya Bhujangam also. Prashanti Indriye Nashta Sange Vicheshte. Same. So the whole point of Charama Shloka is to pray for Bhagavan's grace when we need. That's why there are some older people, you will notice they chant it every day. They're saying, I don't know if it is my last day, I'll chant it off and keep. Good habit actually. Nobody knows when it is their last day. Correct? So chant it and keep. Okay, so we'll move forward. Samam drishtva mahabahuhu. Samam drishtva mahabahuhu. Vitunnam stanayostada वितुन्नां स्तनयोस्तदा आशीविष इव क्रुद्धः आशीविष इव क्रुद्धः श्वसन् वाक्यमभाषत श्वसन् वाक्यम् अभाषत स मां दृष्ट्वा महाबाहुर्वितुन्नां स्तनयोस्तदा स मां दृष्ट्वा महाबाहुर्वितुन्नां स्तनयोस्तदा आशीविष इव क्रुद्धः श्वसन् वाक्यम् अभाषत आशीविष इव क्रुद्धः श्वसन् वाक्यम् अभाषत स मां दृष्ट्वा महाबाहुर्वितुन्नां स्तनयोस्तदा आशीविष इव क्रुद्धः श्वसन् वाक्यम् अभाषत अभाषत verb spoke saha mahabahuhu he the mighty shouldered one. Why is he mighty shouldered? In bhakta rakshana he is mighty shouldered, he is powerful. Okay, so mahabahuhu saha mahabahuhu tada then stanayoho vitunnam mam drishtva one who has been wounded. Vitunna means wounded. Vitunna means one who is wounded, female. Okay, so stanayoho vitunna one who has been wounded in her stanabhaga mam me drishtva having seen kruddaha angry angrily or rather the angered one ashivisha iva swasan hissing like an angry serpent. Shwasan is a Shatripada which means hissing or breathing out here. Breathing out, hissing like Ashivisha. Ashivisha means those serpents that emerge at the time of Pralaya. Extremely poisonous, large-sized serpents, breathing fire and venom. Okay, like that kind of snake. Shwasan Vakyam Abhashata. He spoke these words. Okay, so this is the level of anger. Amma, somebody has wounded my Sita. For Lord Rama, it is not only my Sita. It is my Bhakta. He's probably, if you ask him, Lord Rama is Maryada Purusha, he is the embodiment of Dharma, right? If you ask him, between all your Bhaktas, your Prajana, your Prajas and your wife, whom do you hold more dear? He'll say, my Praja, my Bhaktas. Correct? He will put his Bhaktas before even personal relationships. So here Sita Mata was seen as not just his wife, but as a Bhakta. So my Bhakta, my Praja, she has been wounded. In my protection she is. Who dare do this? That's what he's now going to ask. Kena tena gana soru, kena tena gana soru, vikshatam vaistanantaram, vikshatam vaistanantaram, kah kridati saroshena, kah kridati saroshena, panchavatrena bhogina, panchavatrena bhogina, kena tena gana soru, विक्षतं वैस्तनान्तरं येन तेनागनासोरु विक्षतं वैस्तनान्तरं कः क्रीडति सरोषेण पञ्चवक्त्रेण भोगिना कः क्रीडति सरोषेण पञ्चवक्त्रेण भोगिना टुगेदर केन तेनागनासोरु विक्षतं वैस्तनान्तरं कः क्रीडति सरोषेण पञ्चवक्त्रेण भोगिना क्रीडति who plays kaha क्रीडति who dares to play okay Naganasoru here refers to Sita Mata. Oh, one with elephant like thighs. For now modern days only in Valmiki days we can address a woman as a symbol of beauty by calling her one with elephant like thighs. Okay, in modern day Kali Yuga, you must say one with thighs like a doe. Okay, but here, okay, since we are talking about Ramayana times, this is an epithet of beauty. Oh Naganasuru, oh one with elephant like thighs. Oh Sita, here that is Sita Mata. Therefore, Stanantaram Kena Vikshatam. Stanantaram between your Stanabhaga Kena by whom Vikshatam are you wounded? Why? Indeed. Who has wounded you? Saroshena Panchavatrena Bhogina Kaha Kridati. Saroshena, with an angry, Panchavatrena, five-faced, Bhogina, with a Bhogi refers to serpent. Ashivisha serpent, Naga serpent, Bhogi serpent. Okay, so Bhogina Kaha Kridati, with a serpent who plays. Now, what kind of serpent? Angry, Saroshaha, angry. Second, Panchavatraha, with five faces. Here, Ramayana Bhushakara comments that Panchavatra, five faces. Who has five faces? Lord Shiva. Correct? Yes. What do the five, number five represent? Number five represents five acts. What are the five acts? Creation, preservation, destruction, concealment, anugraha. Okay, here by referring to the serpent as having five faces, it is to show that I am capable of doing anything at my will. There is Lord Rama, who he is comparing himself with a serpent here. When he says Saroshena Panchavatrena Bhogina Kaha Kridati, who is playing with me? Instead of saying that, he is saying who's playing with the serpent. So who is the serpent here? He is calling himself the serpent. Why is he calling himself the serpent? Here to show anger, and second to show that he's so powerful that all the five acts can be done by him by just a matter of his will. He can create, preserve, destroy by simple sankalpa. Others need tools. Others need ability. Others need Ichha Jnana Kriya Shakti. He can do, in one sankalpa, he can do anything he wants. So, who dares play with me is what he's asking. Clear, no? Panchavatra, and why he's referring to himself as Panchavatra Bhogi. Vikshamaanastatasttam Vikshamaanastatastam vai Vayasam samudaikshata Nakhai sarudhiraistikshnai Nakhai sarudhiraistikshnai Mamevabhimukham sthitam Mamevabhimukham sthitam Vikshamaanastatasttam vai Vayasam samudaikshata Vikshamaanastatasttam vai Vayasam samudaikshata Nakhai sarudhiraistikshnai Mamevabhimukham sthitam Nakhai sarudhiraistikshnai Mamevabhimukham sthitam. Together. Vikshamaanastatastam vai Vayasam samudaikshata Nakhai sarudhiraistikshnai Mamevabhimukham sthitam. Samudaikshata. He saw completely. Tataha, then. Vikshamanaha sarudhiraihi tikshnaihi nakhaihi Mam eva abhimukham sthitam tam Vayasam samudaikshat. He saw the Vayasa, he saw the crow. What kind of crow? So how is Rama described? Vikshamanaha, one who is seeing things around him. Vikshamanaha comes from the dhatu, which means to see. So one who is seeing carefully. Sarudhiraihi tikshnaihi nakhaihi. With the sarudhiraihi, bloody. Okay, nakhaihi, nails. Tikshnaihi, sharp. So with sharp nails. Mam eva abhimukham sthitam. Facing me only. Despite Lord Rama having woken up with anger and asked these words which would have made you and me quake in our very toes, this crow is intent on Sita Mata. Okay. So, sarudhiraihi tikshnaihi nakhaihi. The claws of the crow are bloodied with Sita Mata's flesh. So, you have evidence of the evil act done by the crow. You have evidence of the wound. And what is the crow doing? Still unrepentantly seeing Sita Mata. Abhimukham, facing her. Sthitam. Tam Vayasam, situated. That crow. Samudaikshata. He saw. Okay. Now you'll be wondering, normally you and me in the presence of Lord Rama, even if we are very evil people, some change will come in us, no? Some shame will come, no? If you have done something wrong, at least you'll feel guilty. Correct? How is this crow behaving so shamelessly? What makes this crow so shamelessly evil? Okay, this is a story which will come now in the next shloka. पुत्रः किल सशक्रस्य पुत्रः किल सशक्रस्य वायसः पततां वरः. Some recensions don't have this shloka. वायसः पततां वरः धरान्तरगतः शीघ्रम् धरान्तरगतः शीघ्रम् पवनस्य गतौ समः पवनस्य गतौ समः पुत्रः किल सशक्रस्य वायसः पततां वरः पुत्रः किल सशक्रस्य वायसः पततां वरः धरान्तरगतः शीघ्रम् पवनस्य गतौ समः धरान्तरगतः शीघ्रम् पवनस्य गतौ समः पुत्रः किल सशक्रस्य वायसः पततां वरः धरान्तरगतः शीघ्रम् पवनस्य गतौ समः. So, patatam varaha asit verb. Okay, no other verb is there. So, patatam varaha. Varaha means reshtaha, you know. What is patatam? Patatam means not one who's those who fall, but those who fly. That's why a patanga is a bird. Okay, patanga is another word for a bird. Right? What does it mean? That which flies. We also call a kite a patang in Hindi. That which flies. Okay. So patatam varaha, the eminent one among those who flies. Oh, come on. You'll say Garuda is eminent. Why is this Kakasura eminent? Correct? We'll just see. Because saha vayasaha, that crow, shakrasya kila putraha, he is indeed Indra's son. धरान्तरगतः शीघ्रं गतौ पवनस्य समः. Dharantaragataha, one who has come down to the earth, having covered a long distance. Shighram, quickly. Pavanasya Gatau Samaha, equal to Vayu in his speed. He flies so fast that Kakasura. Okay, so he is an excellent bird. Because he is the son of Indra, he has come down to earth. Ramayana Tilaka commentary mentions that here the crow Kakasura, who is the son of Indra, was sent by Indra to come down to earth to test Sita Mata and Rama. Okay, whether it is, and that son who has come down was not a crow really, but was Jayanta, the son of Indra himself, who had come down to earth sent by Indra on a mission to test Lord Rama. There is also a slight variation in the opinion that some people believe that the crow might have been sent by Indra to test Rama, but this test was not to test his ability or strength, but to show the extent to which he goes to protect his bhaktas. And finally, the anugraha that he does to Kakasura shows the extent to which he goes to forgive someone who commits a Bhagavatapachara. Okay, so both to show this, that is why Indra sent. Ramayana Bhushna Akara, on the other hand, sticks to the more classical story. The classical story goes as follows. Indra once, when roaming in a forest, found a she-crow, and with the she-crow, he had a child. Because it is Indra's child, it became a very famous or a very powerful crow called Kakasura. This Kakasura was not an ordinary crow. Because he was a son of Indra, he got a place in Devaloka. Okay, so this in Devaloka, this Kakasura was roaming around with a lot of arrogance, saying, I am the equal to Jayanta, I am the son of Indra. So, the episode is to teach him a lesson. This is a classic story. To teach the crow or Kakasura a lesson in humility, okay, that somebody told in his ears that Rama and Sita are there. Who that somebody will see later. Okay, so till now, there are two versions of the story. One is Jayanta comes in the form of a crow. Another version of the story is Kakasura himself, son of Indra, to teach him a lesson in humility. He is being sent down to earth. And this encounter happens between Rama and Sita and the Kakasura. Okay, clear? Background? Okay, now I'll move forward. ततस्तस्मिन् महाबाहुः ततस्तस्मिन् महाबाहुः कोपसंवर्धिते क्षणः कोपसंवर्धिते क्षणः वायसे कृतवान् क्रूराम् वायसे कृतवान् क्रूराम् मतिं मतिमतां वरः मतिं मतिमतां वरः ततस्तस्मिन् महाबाहुः कोपसंवर्धिते क्षणः ततस्तस्मिन् महाबाहुः कोपसंवर्धिते क्षणः वायसे कृतवान् क्रूराम् मतिं मतिमतां वरः वायसे कृतवान् क्रूराम् मतिं मतिमतां वरः together ततस्तस्मिन् महाबाहुः कोपसंवर्धिते क्षणः वायसे कृतवान् क्रूराम् मतिं मतिमतां वरः कृतवान् आसीत् ततः then. So here there is no opportunity for the crow to realize his mistakes, for Kakasura to fall at Rama's feet. There is no opportunity for him to feel guilty. I mean, not there is an opportunity for him to feel guilty. There is no opportunity for him to repent given by Rama. Normally, even to Ravana, he says, do the right thing. I will forgive you. But this Kakasura does not get this ultimatum. Okay. Difference being, Sita Mata's person was unharmed. Here, Sita Mata's person was harmed. There was blood. And the perpetrator of the crime, the Asura, is completely shamelessly unapologetic. Bhagavan therefore decides swift action is the course to be taken and does not give a chance also to correct. So, Tataha then. Mahabahuhu, the mighty-shouldered one. Matimatam Varaha, the greatest among the intelligent ones. Look at the adjectives used by Valmiki Maharishi. Two things to show Rama's ability. One is Matimatam Varaha, one who decides carefully and then acts. Very, very careful in his action. Thought process is very sharp. One who is very intelligent. Matimatam Varaha. He can follow up the decision with complete and irrevocable action. So Mahabahu, one who is mighty shouldered. So this shows his thinking ability and his ability to convert thoughts into action. That is Rama. That Rama, what does he do? Tataha, okay, Pativatambaraha, Mahabahu, Samvartite Kshanaha, one whose Samvardite Kshanaha, sorry, Kopa Samvardite Kshanaha, one whose eyes became red on account and rounded with anger. One whose eyes rounded with anger. So he was extremely angry. So even this anger is a decision. Our anger is a response. Bhagavan's anger is a decision. It comes after thought and knowing of ability to follow through. Our anger comes as a knee-jerk reaction. Even to protect someone, when we are angry, we react as a response. Whereas Bhagavan thinks, assesses, shows anger. Purpose why he need not show this anger also. With calm eyes. Anyway, he's angry. With calm eyes, he can do what he was doing. No. Why does he have to show these round eyes and show his anger? He's showing round eyes and showing his anger, for what? One, to make the Bhakta feel secure. See, Bhagavan is getting angry on your behalf. Two, to give that foolish crow a chance to look at his anger and at least repent. Both don't happen. Okay, so when Bhagavan does something, every action and every documenting by Valmiki Maharishi is genius level. So you know what has happened here. He thinks, he shows anger, crow doesn't respond. Then what did he do? Tasmin Vayase, with Vishaya Saptami, with respect to that crow, Kururam Matim Kritavan, he took a firm decision or he took a firm resolve to punish swiftly. Krura means cruel. Bhagavan's act to meet adharma with an act of krura is pure dharma. When adharma is done, when Bhagavan does the rakshana, it may appear cruel, but if you do not answer adharma with that kind of krura mati, then Bhagavan need not be there only. That is the reason why he is there, to protect dharma. Correct? So when adharma is done, the reaction is krura mati. This is not krura in the sense of uncalled for cruelty. This is krura to protect and do rakshana, which is much needed, especially in today's world. Don't you all agree? When unfairness and when adharma is being perpetrated, it cannot be answered with non-violence. It has to be answered definitively. And that is what he is doing. Kruram matim kritava. He took a very firm resolve to punish. What is the resolve? What does he do? Clear, no? Meaning clear to everyone, right? I'm going word by word because I really enjoy this part of Ramayana, which shows how Lord Rama, it's so reassuring how Lord Rama never deserts us. Sadarbham sanstarat grihya, Sadarbham sanstarat grihya, Brahmenastrena yojayat, Brahmenastrena yojayat, Sadipta iva kalagnihi, Sadipta iva kalagnihi, Jajwala bhimukho Jajwala Dvijam Sadarbham Sanstarat Grihya Brahmenastrena Yojayat Sadarbham Sanstarat Grihya Brahmenastrena Yojayat Sadipta Iva Kalagrit Jajwala Dvijam Sadipta Iva Kalagrit Jajwala Dvijam together. Sadarbham sanstarat grihya brahmerastrena yojayat sadipta iva kalagrit jajwala bhimukho Jajwala glowed. Saha Ramaha sanstarat darbham grihya. Sanstaraha refers to the mat on which we sit. Okay, sanstarat darbham, taking a grass, okay, from his mat. You may ask me, you told they were sporting in the banks of the river, they came to the banks, they sat down and they rested on each other. Where did the mat come from? We must assume that there was a mat and they sat on the mat, and from the mat the darbha grass was taken. Okay, so samstarat darbham grihya, having taken the darbha grass. Brahmena astrena yojayat, infusing it, discharging it. Okay, Brahmena astrena, with the Brahma astra. Yojayata, invoked in the grass. The Darbha astra, grass became a Brahma astra. Darbha is just trina, not astra. Darbha or grass is just trina, grass. Okay. The Darbha itself, there's a reason why we all know during eclipses why do we put Darbha? Because it has the potential to filter radioactive radiation, right? The radioactive rays can be filtered out. The Darbha is a symbol of purity. It purifies us. That's why if you sit on Darbha grass mat and do japa, it's very good. Cleans the mind. Negative vibrations go away. Some of us have Darbha mats for sitting for puja for that reason only. So Rama similarly, when he took the Darbha Trina, in that Darbha grass, he invoked the Brahma Astra. Okay. Saha, he, Deeptaha, Rama himself was blazing with the power of the Brahmastra that he invoked on the grass. Okay, that angry Rama blazed with the power of the Brahmastra. Kalagnir Iva, like the fire at the time of pralaya, like that. Okay. Dvijam abhimukhaha, facing the bird. Here, dvija refers to bird. We have seen before. Dvija means many things. One is also bird. Okay. So, because once the life is infused into the egg, second, the life emerges out of the egg as a bird. So, two birds for the bird. Dvijam abhimukhaha, facing the bird. Jajwala, he glowed. So, when he sees Sita Mata wounded with those few drops of blood that fell on him, this is the extent of his anger. He immediately unleashed the Brahmastra on the Garbhagras. The dhwani behind telling this story to Hanuman by Sita Mata is thus. Now, for so many months I have been tormented and kept away from you by Ravana. What will be your reaction against him, O Rama, as you hear the story from Hanuman? Won't you be induced to the same level of anger? Won't you punish him swiftly like how you punished Kakasura? I'm expecting that from you. I have taken Sharanagati in you. So this is the dhwani behind telling this particular story. There might have been so many small incidents that would have happened, but this was indeed a very powerful incident, which is why she told it to Hanuman to retell to Rama. Okay, so he glowed with the power of the Brahmastra. Now let's see what happened. Satam pradiptam chikshepa, satam pradiptam chikshepa, darbham tam vayasam prati, darbham tam vayasam prati, tatastam vayasam darbha. Vayasam darbha. Vayasam darbha. Tatastam vayasam darbha. Sombarenu jagamaha. Sombarenu jagamaha. 31st shloka. 1 minute, let me just see. You have to change it in Gita, I'll tell you. No, it's proper. Only in this is a mistake. Okay. Satam pradiptam chikshepa darbham tam vayasam prati. Satam pradiptam chikshepa darbham tam vayasam prati. Tatastam vayasam darbha sombarenu jagamaha. Oh, I'm so sorry. There is a particle who. So it is who indeed. I'm saying her. Tatastam vayasam darbha sombarenu jagamahu. In Gita Press book also it is who only, no? Ah, okay. Slightly more rarely used particle. Her would have also served the purpose. But okay. Satam pradiptam chikshepa darbham tam vayasam prati tatastam vayasam darbha sombarenu jagamaha anujagamahu. Sorry. Anujagamahu. Anujagama followed. What followed? Saha pradiptam tam darbham vayasam prati tam vayasam prati chikshepa. So first verb is chikshepa. Litlakara. Shift dhatu. To throw. Okay. So saha Ramaha. Tam pradiptam darbham. That glowing darbha grass. Tam vayasam prati. Towards that crow. Chikshepa. He threw. Tataha. Then. Vayasam. Tam vayasam. Oh. Tataha. Darbha. Tam vayasam. Ambare anujagama. Whose indeed. Tataha. Then. Saha darbha. That grass. Tam vayasam. That crow. Ambare. In the aerial path. In the sky. Anujagama. Who followed indeed. So, the darbha grass which was thrown at the crow had sense enough to realize it's a Brahmastra. The crow is evil, but the crow knows that it is Brahmastra. So the crow ran for life, and the Brahmastra followed the crow. Here I want to share one thing. Many people may ask, Brahmastra. In today's world, what is this Astra business? We know nuclear weapons, we know atom bombs. What is this Astra? Okay, are Astras relevant today? Astras are very relevant today. It'll take 2 minutes because What we read in the epics, we must not take as simple stories. We should not just take them as, you know, things that used to happen so long ago that they hold no relevance today. They are indeed relevant. So, what is an astra first, and what is the significance of an astra? Astra is any activated device. Okay, the activation happens through mantra. Okay, mantra is something that not everyone will know. That is why Dhanurveda is a Upaveda. Dhanurveda is not just the science of archery, it's a science of warfare. Okay, long ago, before we knew it, a lot of the metals which we rediscovered in what we call as Iron Age and things like that were prevalent during Ramayana times. Many of the weapons, many of advanced aircraft, if you see Bhojaraja's work on aerial history, the history of aviation, long before the Wright brothers flew the first plane, Sanatana Dharma had plane. They got lost in the annals of time. That's all. Bhagavan himself says in Bhagavad Gita, no, what I taught got lost in the annals of time. Same way. Many innovations and many advancements that we had in science got lost in the annals of time. So what is this Astra? Astra is any activated device. It is learned and it is activated through a mantra. Who teaches the mantra? The Guru teaches the mantra to the Shishya. So any prince or anybody who was into warfare, according to their ability, was promoted to different levels of knowledge. Just like in any school. The ones who were capable of fighting only with might, they were given weapons like maces, and they were given the rods, and they were given the hard physical weapons. They were taught techniques to improve their physical strength. They were given food, including non-vegetarian, to build their physical strength. Kshatriyas did eat non-vegetarian, obviously, because they had to fight. Correct. And then what were the slightly more elevated fighters trained to do? They were trained to operate equipment that required both skill and power. Then the most elevated ones, like here Rama, when he went with Vishwamitra on that journey to kill Tataka and all those things, in that time, every single night, Vishwamitra will tell a lot of stories, and every day after the japa of Sandhya and Kala japa, he would get initiation into various Dhanurveda mantras by Vishwamitra, who was also a great king. So these astras, this Brahmastra, what is it? It is activated on anything. Don't imagine like Raman and Sagar, one bow and arrow, only an arrow released can be Brahmastra. Only arrow released can be Pashupatastra. Astra need not be arrow. Astra is any missile, anything. An iron stick can be an arrow. Anything can be made into an instrument. Okay, so here the Darbhagras. And what makes the Brahmastra special? What makes Pashupatastra special? Why is Brahmastra so rarely mentioned even in our Puranas? Why is it so feared? The Brahmastra, in its impact, to give a loose Laukika translation, can be equated or it can be said to be a version of the atom bomb. What does the atom bomb do? Drops in Hiroshima, Nagasaki, destroys the whole place. Right? So the Brahmastra, apart from destroying the person at whom it is targeted, can destroy the whole place. But when Lord Rama wields the Brahmastra, he has the ability, Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, Bhagavan's avatars have the ability to restrict the damage, to only kill the intended victim. So you will ask, Brahmastra, Kakasura, for this Kakasura's problem, everybody in the forest had to die, yeah? You will ask, no? Here you please note that Rama had the power to restrict the impact of the Brahmastra. That also requires a higher level of knowledge, which only certain people had. Not everyone has all levels of knowledge. Right? Depends on skill, ability, and the guru. So here, this Brahmastra, if you equate it to the atom bomb and these missiles and things like that which we create, it is so feared because of its impact. There are very strict rules, just like we have atom bomb treaties now also between countries. There are very strict rules on who can use an atom bomb and who can use a Brahmastra and who should not use a Brahmastra, and whom it can be unleashed against and whom not to be unleashed against. Unleashing it against a pregnant woman, you all know who did that. Yeah, I want to see more nods. Everyone knows the story, no? Who unleashed against a pregnant woman? Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu's wife. Who unleashed? Somebody unmute.
Ashwatthama.
Rama. That is why he's been cursed eternally. Okay, so there are people who are patras. So somebody who does this kind of adharma is a patra. So when patra means eligible candidate, you can unleash a brahmastra against him. So he gets subject to the brahmastra. Now, why is Pashupatastra here? Each of these astras, Naga astra, it comes in binds. Like that, each astra is powered by the mantra of a deity. Okay, mantra, as we all keep learning and seeing, is nothing but activated sound. Sound carries with it vibrations and frequency. Frequency causes actions to take place. So, Pashupatastra is given by the grace of Lord Shiva, Brahmastra is given by the grace of Lord Brahma, Narayanastra is Lord Narayana's Astra. Like this, each deity has their own Astra, and everybody does not get the benefit of the Astra, by the way, unless they have done severe tapasya, they will not even get the Astras. Arjuna went to Indraloka in order to accumulate a lot of divine weapons for the battle against the Kauravas. Okay, he went in quest of Pashupatastra. You all know the story from Mahabharata. Like this, the astras have to be earned. In the case of Lord Rama, all this astra knowledge came during his time with Vishwamitra. Most of it came during his time with Vishwamitra. Okay, of course, Vashishta also taught him, but the superior, the very, very rare ones, he learned through Vishwamitra. So, if you have any questions on Brahmastra, please ask. So, why is it relevant today? What we had in those days was actually a lot more complicated than what we know now. We know some things, we use some things, and what we have is already enough to cause enough wars that nobody wants to do more research and more new weapons. At least the peace-loving people don't want to do that. Correct? But these astras, they are not just one random light arrow unleashed from some bow. These are very, very powerful weapons that have the ability to destroy X times more than the modern weapons that we have today. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask on this. Then otherwise I can move forward. Okay. So as you see here, this Brahmastra, until it reaches its target, it will not stop only. Oh, I have a quiz question for all of you. There is one character so far that we have seen who is immune to the Brahmastra. Who is he? I know many of you will know the answer.
Hanuman.
Hanuman. Hanuman is immune. We will see soon. Okay, how Hanuman is immune. But here, this horrible Kakasura is not immune. Brahmastra will not leave you until it kills you. So it chases him and he runs for his life. I think we should stop here as a nice point and allow Kakasura to run for one more week till we see next week. So we'll close the session and we'll